where you're looking at in terms of the recapitalization or liquidity for Velocity Advantage Capital as you take it to the next level?
You hit the nail on the head. That's exactly where I'm at. I'm in that fun, exciting, but scary place of growth where at times there's more that comes in than I can handle, because I've been self-funded with my own capital and in funding all these deals since I started. And it is a numbers game where I just want to pump out and offer it to as many people and get as much volume as possible. Because the 3/4 of a point, and I have like a small admin fee that I do on each one. You're not, unless you're doing multiple of those a day, you're not in it for just the 1% or the less than 1% return, right? It's definitely a volume play. But the cool thing and the interesting thing is with legislation and with just the explosion of wholesaling in the last 5-7 years, there's a ton of opportunity out there. I've sponsored a few events. I've got some affiliates that I've started with some bigger names, but that's just kind of grassroots, like you said, word of mouth, talking to people, picking up the phone, building off past relationships. But I just started doing some Facebook marketing. I'm sure in the not too distant future, I can run some Google ads and I can do it nationwide. I just haven't at this point because it's a capital crunch. I've had to turn a few down and I hate to do that. And I don't want to open the floodgates and the faucet and just have to pick and choose or say I can handle it, or hey, I can't fund this one, but come back to me on the next time. With Dan, I met Dan probably 3 years ago at actually a commercial real estate event I went up to in Raleigh, and he was there and he spoke, and he was kind of just getting started. His background is he ran a gym or a few gyms, and then from there he kind of got his way into to raising capital and raising funds and that sort of thing. But I talked to him a little bit afterwards and told him how impressed I was just by his presentation, and hey, I would love to work with you down the road, not knowing where that would come from or that would be. But once this started really taking off, and I was like, man, I need to raise some money. And that's a whole new world to me, right? Like I'm not a syndicator. I've never raised a debt fund before. I have limited knowledge on it, but it's always been interesting and fascinating to me. But my philosophy on it was get in front of somebody that does it, that you like to work with and you respect as a person, and then don't start from scratch. I don't have the ultra wealthy family member to hit up and be like, let me borrow a couple mil and get you a good return on it, right? So I reached out to Dan, and right away he's like, this sounds awesome. This is amazing. This is really neat. Let's work together on it. And we are right at the point right now where paperwork and everything is in with the attorney to finalize docs for a fund. And we're going to go in for a raise, and it's something I could send once it's kind of finalized. We're working on a pitch deck and everything too. And we're going to do a couple presentations in the next couple of weeks in front of some rooms of investors, potential investors. That's exactly where we're at right now, is raising that capital so we don't have to turn anyone away. I've had people come to me actually where they have a portfolio of houses under contract that they had a buyer for that they were going to sell, but they needed $2.5-3 million. And I was like, nah, that's way above my head, right? And then as I go out west and do some deals, I've funded some California deals and everything before. That average goes from 150,000 per deal up to 400,000 or 500,000 per deal, So it jumps up pretty quick, and I want to be able to work with anybody and everybody that comes across Velocity Advantage Capital, and not turning anyone down, and just be able to take that and at any point in time be like, all right, let's start marketing to anybody and everybody and getting the word out. So I'm at that stage where it's a proven concept. I've done over 100 of them, and I have a great process and everything set up for it. But I want to grow it, but I also need the capital to be able to support that. And that's exactly what we're doing right now.